too far away from me to hold, too far away, too far away from me to hold, too far away. Yeah, too far away from me to hold, too far away, too far away from me to hold, too far away, too far away from me to hold, too far away, too far away from me to hold, too far away. This I'll let go. Wilt thou be gone, sweet Valentine? Adieu. Think on thy Proteus. When thou haply seest some rare, noteworthy object in thy travel, wish me partaker in thy happiness when thou dost meet good hap. And in thy danger, if ever danger do environ thee, commend thy grievance to my holy prayers, for I will be thy beadsman, Valentine. And on a love book pray for my success. Upon some book I love, I'll pray for thee. That's on some shallow story of deep love. How young Leander crossed the Hellespont. That's a deeper story of a deeper love. For he was more than over shoes in love. 'Tis true, for you are over boots in love, and yet you never swam the Hellespont. Over the boots? Nay, give me not the boots. No, I will not, for it boots thee not. What? To be in love where scorn is bought with groans, coy looks with heart-sore sighs, one fading moment's mirth with 20 watchful, weary, tedious nights. If haply won, perhaps a hapless gain. If lost, why then a grievous labor won. However, but a folly bought with wit, or else a wit by folly vanquished. So by your circumstance you call me fool, so by your circumstance I fear you'll prove. 'Tis love you cavil at, I am not love. Love is your master, for he masters you. And he is that is so yoked by a fool. Methinks you should not be chronicled for wise. Yet writers say, as in the sweetest bud, the eating canker dwells, so eating love inhabits in the finest wits of all. And writers say, as the most forward bud is eaten by the canker ere it blow, even so by love the young and tender wit is turned to folly, blasting in the bud, losing his verdure in the prime. And all the fair effects of future hopes, but wherefore waste I time to counsel thee, that art a votary to fond desire, Once more adieu. My father at the road expects my coming, there to see me shipped. And thither will I bring thee, Valentine. Sweet Proteus, no, now let us take our leave. To Milan, let me hear from thee by letters of thy success in love, and what news else betideth here in absence of thy friend. And I likewise will visit thee with mine. All happiness bechance thee in Milan. As much to you at home, and so farewell. He after honor hunts, I after love. He leaves his friends to dignify them more. I leave myself, my friends, and all for love. Thou, Julia, thou hast metamorphosed me, made me neglect my studies, lose my time. War with good counsel, set the word at naught. Made wit with musing weak, heart sick with thought. Sir Proteus, save you. Saw you my master? But now he parted hence to embark for Milan. 20-1, then he is shipped already, and I have played the sheep in losing him. Indeed, a sheep doth very stray, and if the shepherd be a while away. You conclude that my master is a shepherd then, and I a sheep? I do. Why, then my horns are his horns, whether I wake or sleep? A silly answer, and fitting well a sheep. This proves me still a sheep, true, and thy master a shepherd. Nay, that I can deny by circumstance. It shall go hard, but I'll prove it by another. The shepherd seeks the sheep, and not the sheep the shepherd. But I seek my master, and my master seeks not me, therefore I am no sheep. The sheep for fodder follow the shepherd for food follows not the sheep. Thou for wages followest thy master for wages follows not thee, therefore thou art a sheep. Such another proof will make me cry, bah! But dost thou hear? Gavest thou my letter to Julia? Ay, sir, I, a lost mutton, gave your letter to her, a lacked mutton, and she, a lacked mutton, gave me a lost mutton, nothing for my labor. Here's too small a pasture for such store of muttons. If the ground be overcharged, you were best stick her. Nay, in that you are astray, 'twas best pound you. Speed, nay, sir, less than a pound shall serve me for carrying your letter. You mistake, I mean the pound, a pin foiled. From a pound to a pin, fold it over and over. 'Tis threefold, too little for carrying a letter to your love. But what said she? A, nod a wide, that's nod-y. You mistook, sir, I say, she did nod, and you ask me if she did nod, and I say A, and that set together is nod-y. Now, you have taken the pains to set it together, take it for your pains. No, you shall have it for bearing the letter. Well, I perceive I must be fain to bear with you. Why, sir, how do you bear with me? Marry, sir, the letter. very orderly, having nothing but the word naughty for my pains. Beshrew me, but you have a quick wit, and yet it cannot overtake your slow purse. Come, come, open the matter in brief. What said she? Open your purse. That the matter may be both at once delivered. Well, sir, here is for your pains. What said she? Truly, sir, I think you'll hardly win her. Why couldst thou perceive so much from her? Sir, I could perceive nothing at all from her, no, not so much as a ducat for delivering your letter, and being so hard to me that brought your mind, I fear she'll prove as hard to you in telling your mind. Give her no token but stones, for she's as hard as steel. What said she? Nothing? No, not so much as, take this for thy pains. To testify your bounty, I thank you. You have testerned me in requital whereof. Henceforth, carry your letters yourself. And so, sir, I'll commend you to my master. Go, go, be gone, to save your ship from wrack, which cannot perish having thee aboard, being destined to a drier death on shore. I must go send some better messenger. I fear my Julia would not deign my lines, receiving them from such a worthless post. Scene 2, and the two gentlemen from Verona. Enter Julia and Lucetta. Julia. But say, Lucetta, now we are alone. Wouldst thou then counsel me to fall in love? Eh, madame, so you stumble not unheedfully. Of all the fair resort of gentlemen that every day with Parle encounter me, in thy opinion which is worthiest love? Please, you repeat their names, I'll show my mind according to my shallow, simple skill. What thinkest thou of the fair Sir Eglamour? As of a knight well spoken, neat and fine, but were I you, he never should be mine. What thinkest thou of the rich Mercatio? Well, of his wealth, but of himself so-so. What thinkest thou of the gentle Proteus? Lord, Lord, to see what folly reigns in us. How now, what means this passion at his name? Pardon, dear madame, 'tis a passing shame that I, unworthy body as I am, should censure thus on lovely gentlemen. Why not on Proteus, as of all the rest? Then thus, of many good I think him best. Your reason? I have no other but a woman's reason. I think him so, because I think him so. And wouldst thou have me cast my love on him? If you thought your love not cast away. Why, he of all the rest hath never moved me. Yet of all the rest I think best loves he. His little speaking shows his love but small. Fire that's closest kept burns most of all. They do not love that do not show their love. Oh, they love least that let men know their love. I would I knew his mind. Peruse this paper, madame. To Julia, say from who? That the contents will show. Say, who gave it thee? Sir Valentine's page, and sent, I think, from Proteus. He would have given it you, but I, being in the way, did in your name receive it. Pardon the fault, I pray. Now, by my modesty, a goodly broker, dare you presume to harbor wanton lines, to whisper and conspire against my youth? Now trust me, 'tis an office of great worth, and you an officer fit for the place. Take the paper, see it be returned, or else return no more into my sight. To plead for love deserves more fee than hate. Will ye be gone, that you may ruminate? And yet I would I had o'erlooked the letter. It were a shame to call her back again, and pray her to a fault, for which I chide her. What fool is she that knows I am a maid, and would not force the letter to my view, since maids in modesty say no to that which they would have the proferrer construe a. Fie, how wayward is this foolish love, that like a testy babe will scratch the nurse, and presently all humbled kiss thy rod. How churlishly I chide Lucetta hence, when willingly I would have had her here. How angrily I taught my brow to frown, when inward joy enforced my heart to smile. My penance is to call Lucetta back, and ask remission for my folly past. What ho, Lucetta, enter Lucetta. What would your ladyship? Is near dinner time? I would it were that you might kill your stomach on your meat, and not upon your maid. What is it that you took up so gingerly? Nothing. Why didst thou stoop then? To take a paper up that I let fall. And is that paper nothing? Nothing concerning me. Then let it lie for those that it concerns. Madame, it will not lie where it concerns, unless it have a false interpreter. Some love of yours hath writ to you in rhyme, that I might sing it, madame, to a tune. Give me a note your ladyship can set, as little by such toys as may be possible. Best sing it to the tune of Light O' Love. It is too heavy for so light a tune. Heavy? Belike it hath some burden then. And melodious were it, would you sing it? And why not you? I cannot reach so high. Let's see your song. How now, minion? Keep tune there still, so you will sing it out. And yet methinks I do not like this tune. You do not? No, madame, 'tis too sharp. You, minion, are too saucy. Nay, now you are too flat, and mar the concord with too harsh a descant. There wanteth but a mean to fill your song. The mean is drowned with your unruly bass. Indeed, I bid thee bass for Proteus. This babble shall not henceforth trouble me. Here is a coil with protestation. Tears the letter. Go, get you gone, and let the papers lie. You would be fingering them to anger me. She makes it strange, but she would be best pleased to be so angered with another letter. Nay, I were so angered with the same. O hateful hands, to tear such loving words, injurious wasps, to feed on such sweet honey, and kill the bees that yield it with your stings. I'll kiss every several paper for amends. Look, here is writ kind Julia, unkind Julia, as in revenge of thy ingratitude. I throw thy name against the bruising stones, trampling contemptuously on thy disdain. And here is writ, love-wounded Proteus. Poor wounded name, my bosom as a bed shall lodge thee till thy wound be thoroughly healed. And thus I search it with a sovereign kiss. But twice or thrice was Proteus written down. Be calm, good wind, blow not a word away, till I have found each letter in the letter, except mine own name, that some whirlwind bear unto a ragged, fearful, hanging rock, and throw it thence into the raging sea. Lo, here, in one line is his name, twice writ. Poor forlorn Proteus, passionate Proteus, to the sweet Julia, that I'll tear away, and yet I will not, sith so prettily he couples it to his complaining names. Thus I will fold them one upon another. Now kiss, embrace, contend, do what you will. Enter Lucetta. Lucetta. Madame, dinner is ready, and your father stays. Well, let us go. What shall these papers lie like tell-tales here? If you respect them, best to take them up. Nay, I was taken up for laying them down. Yet here they shall not lie for catching cold. I see you have a month's mind to them. Madame, you may say what sights you see. I see things too, although you judge I wink. Come, come, will it please you go? Scene 3, from the Two Gentlemen from Verona. Enter Antonio and Pantheo. Antonio. Tell me, Pantheo. Tell me, Panthino, what sad talk was that wherewith my brother held you in the cloister? 'Twas of his nephew Proteus, your son. Why, what of him? He wondered that your lordship would suffer him to spend his youth at home, while other men of slender reputation put forth their sons to seek preferment out, some to the wars to try their fortune there, some to discover islands far away, some to the studious universities. For any or for all these exercises, he said that Proteus, your son, was meet, and did request me to importune you, to let him spend his time no more at home, which would be great impeachment to his age, in having known no travel in his youth. Nor needest thou much importune me to that, whereon this month I have been hammering. I have considered well his loss of time, and how he cannot be a perfect man, not being tried and tutored in the world, experiences by industry achieved and perfected by the swift course of time. Then tell me, whither were I best to send him? I think your lordship is not ignorant how his companion, youthful Valentine, attends the emperor in his royal court. I know it well. 'Twere good, I think, your lordship sent him thither. There shall he practice tilts and tournaments. Hear sweet discourse, converse with noblemen, and be in eye of every exercise, worthy his youth and nobleness of birth. I like thy counsel, well hast thou advised, and that thou mayest perceive how well I like it. The execution of it shall make known, even with the speediest expedition. I will dispatch him to the emperor's court. Tomorrow, may it please you, Don Alfonso, with other gentlemen of good esteem, are journeying to salute the emperor and to commend their service to his will. Good company with them shall Proteus go, and in good time. Now will we break with him. Sweet love, sweet lines, sweet life. Here is her hand, the agent of her heart. Here is her oath for love, her honor's pawn. Oh, that fathers would applaud our loves, to seal our happiness with their consents. Oh, heavenly Julia. How now, what letter are you reading there? May it please your lordship, 'tis a word or two of commendations sent from Valentine, delivered by a friend that came from him. Lend me the letter, let me see what news. There is no news, my lord, but that he writes how happily he lives, how well beloved and daily graced by the emperor, wishing me with him partner of his fortune. And how stand you affected to his wish? As one relying on your lordship's will, and not depending on his friendly wish. My will is something sorted with his wish. Muse not that I suddenly proceed, for what I will, and there an end. I am resolved that thou shalt spend some time with Valentinus in the emperor's court. What maintenance he from his friends receives. Like exhibition thou shalt have from me. Tomorrow be in readiness to go. Excuse it not, for I am peremptory. My lord, I cannot be so soon provided. Please, you deliberate a day or two. Look, what thou wantest shall be sent after thee. No more of stay, tomorrow thou must go. Come on, Panthino, you shall be employed to hasten on his expedition. Exeunt Antonio and Panthino. Proteus. Thus have I shunned the fire for fear of burning, and drenched me in the sea, where I'm drowned. I feared to show my father's Julia's letter, lest he should take exceptions to my love. And with the vantage of mine own excuse hath he accepted most against my love. How this spring of love resembleth the uncertain glory of an April day, which now shows all the beauty of the sun, and by a cloud takes all away. Enter Panthino. Sir Proteus, your father calls for you. He is in haste, therefore I pray you go. Why, this it is, my heart accords thereto, and yet 1,000 times it answers no. Exeunt. End of the first act. To be continued. Praise God, thank God, William Shakespeare. Jah Rastafari, the Most High. Praise Jesus Christ, our Lord.